I'm back.
Just loading in. Probably gonna get shot. I'm stood up at the front. Come on, man, not like this. Not like this. What do you think of the Will Smith slap?
Oh man, I think what happened was like his marriage was probably totally toxic. I mean, I blame his wife probably just as much as him. Like for like basically there was some communication between them that she basically said go get him, and I think he's kind of thinks he's like so much as a failure of his marriage that he had to have some thing to redeem himself. Like he's like, I must prove that I'm like a great husband in some way, and this is like this really intense moment to. This is like the perfect way to do it. And obviously he got like super like emotional like all of a sudden. Like he initially like laughed at the joke, and I think so is she.
Yeah.
And yeah, so but I've had those moments when it's like someone says something just like out of the blue and it just totally catches you off guard and you're just like all of a sudden just like super pissed. Um, but like I said earlier, it's like Chris Rock was going to become the enemy he needed Chris Rock to be so he could be the hero he wanted to be, right? And like
Yeah, but like that woman took him on a show, and like on her own show or whatever. They had like a show, didn't they? And they had an episode where she's on there telling him about how she cheated and or whatever, and she slept with another man, and she got him like. Why is he on the TV program and he got his wife? Why is he doing all that for? Like, what's going on there? That's fucking weird.
well
She
he
must
is
have something over him.
they are Scientologists. Right. And
Jeez.
so I don't know if you've looked into Scientology, but it's a pretty crazy cult. And they basically one of the things they make you do is like confess like all of your bad stuff. So basically, they have a ton of stuff to blackmail you with. Um,
Ah, I have no idea about this Scientologist shit.
oh yeah, you got to look it up. There's a documentary called Going Clear. Um, Definitely watch that. And then this actress that was on King of Queens, I forget what her name, but she had a whole show on A&E about like her experience in it. Lisa Rimini or Lisa Remy. Um,
Wow.
yeah, she was in it and got out. But but there's so many Hollywood people in it, like John Travolta, Isaac Hayes, Tom Cruise is like the number two guy in Scientology. He's like their
Okay.
ambassador, yeah. And so they have an enormous amount of influence in Hollywood, and they have some really heavy hitters that you probably haven't heard of because they're like producers and directors and other, agents and PR people.
What
So
about
they,
Denzel?
I don't think so. Um, Denzel said a lot of wise stuff, but I'm not sure what his affiliation is. I don't think it's Scientology, but the fact is, like, if you're not a Scientologist in Hollywood, you have to work with them a lot. So you can't really say anything bad about Scientology unless you want to kind of get blacklisted from, or you're not going to want, Tom Cruise isn't going to hire you. Like, a lot of people aren't going to want to work with you if you say something
Never heard
about
of this
bad about
Scientology.
Scientology. Yeah, you got to check it out, man. It's real. Like it's a real thing. Um, that guy L. Ron Hubbard started it. It was like a failed science fiction writer, and he made a bet over a
Oh,
poker game that he could start a religion, and so he did.
Going Clear
Yeah,
writer Lawrence Wright talks Scientology and Tom Cruise.
yeah. It
Is
was an
that it, is it?
HBO movie. Yeah, yeah.
Joe Rogan was contacted by Scientology. Read their statement. Yeah? Okay. Check this shit out.
But I was surprised on Facebook to see a lot of women supporting Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock because he was like, "Oh, there's a man, there's a husband who loves his wife," and it's like,
Oh,
No.
you on about? Is this Masonic? Is this you on about the Masons? Scientology?
No, it's not. No, they're different.
Okay, because you just mentioned the Masons then straight away, and I just thought perhaps that's what you was talking about, but there's another word for
I
it.
don't know too much about the Masons. I think they're pretty benign. I think they're basically just like they're a secret like order, but they don't have any really closely held beliefs. It's just a sort of like the Moose Lodge, which is another thing you probably never heard of, but it's sort of like it's just a social club.
Ah, it's
Scientology is like a religion. The
okay. Do you believe in the Illuminati, or or that the fact that there is the a group that controls most of the shit?
uh, do I think the Illuminati exists? Yes. I don't know how big they are, how much influence they have, or what they're all about.
Yeah, well, like Masons and the Masonic Order like is Illuminati basically.
Yeah. I mean,
That's like a entry point to it, and they got mad layers like
it's
that you've got to go through to get up right up in the Masons.
yeah. I actually, I mean, I don't know too much about the Masons. There's also there's all sorts of different religious orders that are like elite groups within different church. Like the Jesuit order is like an elite group of people with in the Catholic Church or something like that. So those people obviously exist. So I mean, yeah, they're just like church insiders basically that aren't necessarily like clergy. They could be clergy, but they're just more than just there's the people in the congregation, and who knows. I mean, some of those, like the Catholic Church, is like huge. It's the largest institution in the world, and or at least non-government institution, and they have the largest real estate holdings, and so that's a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of power, and a lot of like money, and you know, power corrupts and all
They got
that.
a lot of real estate holdings. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, the Catholic Church. So they have a company
They own
called
they own
Immobiliare.
property.
Yeah, Immobiliare, because all the churches are on land, and also people give them land when they die. To they tithe to the Catholic Church in their will. That's another reason why both Scientology and there's another sort of cult church called Christian Science. They're also required to like basically leave all of their inheritance to the church. From
Car.
where? Oh yeah, guys, soon.
I like got a good shot.
Yeah, shut the door.
Oh, you stopped dead, dude. You've killed him.
Did I get him?
You've got him, dude.
Ah, fuck yeah!
Well done. Fuck yeah.
I blew the door off the car.
I wasn't even looking. I wasn't even looking. I was turned the other way, waiting for him to go past, so I could get a nice clean shot on him. And you killed.